So the first thing you need to understand about Disintegration Wave is that you can reach the highest attack speed in the game, the highest tick rate for this spell, which is a speed coefficient of 3. You can reach the highest tick rate by using Vyr4 and high attack speed. You can hit that 15 ticks per second, insanely fast tick rate. Anyway, that gives us about 0.067 seconds per proc, and about, based on a 1.5 second window, that'd give us about 22 procs. Based on a 1.125 seconds window, theoretically that would give us about 16. And based on what I've been seeing with Electrocute and Archon Torrent, that's what I'm expecting will happen. The window of time in 2.5 will decrease for Disintegration Wave. I went to test, compared live versus PTR. I grabbed video footage. I went through stills frame by frame, and I logged the times. And here are the results. You can see here, clearly I've already highlighted, so the proc window is a thing. The proc window was reduced from 1.5 down to 1.125 in 2.5 PTR. Now, the interesting thing here is that, 6.7, 6.7, 6.6, you can tell the tick rate is the same across the spells. Even if I've got like 0.1 then 0.33, that's probably just the keyframing on my video editing software isn't exactly precise, so the damage numbers that come up can't quite go that, in that small of an amount. So sometimes you'll see that on this spreadsheet, but all over the place, 0.66, 0.67, 0.067, 0.066. So the tick rate did not change, the window was reduced, that's how they did it. Now, the interesting thing is that I'm only seeing about 16 procs, maximum or on average, here for live, where I was expecting 22, which is a huge gap. And the same thing on PTR, I'm seeing mostly, 10, 10, 10 here, 10, all 10s. So a drop from 16 down to 10. And I couldn't really figure out at first, but I kept looking and staring at the data, and I figured out there are these gaps. I'm going to call these these markers that are anywhere from 0.3 seconds to 0.6 seconds in time. You can see one here, 0.5 seconds, right in the middle of the proc set, where nothing was going on, no procs in between during this duration. It was just sitting there. And these checks, or these gaps in time, they came up about every 1 second, and you can see here that's about 1 second. Here, 59, 60, exactly a second. Same on PTR. I mean, if you find one that has 2, let's try and find one. Well, you might have to go across 2 different proc sets, but here's a proc set that switched over or rolled paralysis immediately or refreshed immediately. I don't quite know, but if we look here, 71.466, 72.466, exactly a second apart. And this goes in line with the idea. So regardless, first of all, Disintegration Wave has a fixed cost. This gap, whatever it is that keeps showing up, is a fixed cost for Disintegration Wave. The number of procs that you could have within this amount of time is crazy. I mean, this amounts to about anywhere from 5 to 8 procs that are lost within a paralysis window, which is a huge amount of damage. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a huge amount of damage. And how can we possibly explain this? Now, this is going more into hypothesis. This is more theory, but I'm thinking, since these are pretty much coming up at a regular interval, and we know that paralysis has to roll somehow. Maybe this is when behind the scenes the processing is going on and it's trying to figure out, hey, rolling for paralysis, did I roll paralysis on the next interval? Or it could be simply, a gap in time where it needs to stop and say, hey, I'm in this window right now, do I need to continue dealing damage? I don't know. But those are some theories. Anyway, those are some thoughts. Another thing about this spreadsheet is there was some time, I tried to stay still as much as possible, but you can see here, I had to move, so this proc set was not valid data. Same thing here. I stopped attacking the Swami overlap finished, so I had to stop and cycle Archon, those sort of things went on. And that's about it, I think. This is quite illuminating, as you can imagine, but never considered that there was so much damage loss going on. Imagine the potential if there wasn't this fixed cost in place. But anyways, this is the spreadsheet. I'll post a link in the video, and we'll get going from there. One more point before I go. Based on these numbers, 16 down to 10, which is basically what I'm seeing, that's anywhere from 33 to 37% damage estimated decrease in power for Disintegration Wave builds. So you're going to see anywhere from 2 to 3, probably closer to 3 greater rift levels decrease. And that's it.